Queen Pasiphae, always nice to hear from you. Yes, I've seen the Cretan Bull. It's very impressive. Well, I guess you could say it's attractive, though I'm not sure why you would. Huh? You want me to do what? Why? Hey, Dad, what you doing? I'm making a device which will allow the queen to procreate with a bull. Dad, you're the most talented and respected inventor in the world! Why are you spending your time doing this? Because I've lost control of my life. Ooh, man. Achilles is really mad that Patroclus died. Yeah, jeez, he's slaughtering everyone. You think we should talk to him? You talk to him. I ain't talking to him. Oh, well, looks like he finally ran out of people to slaughter. Yeah, dude filled the whole river with bodies, though. Wait, what's he doing now? Dude, I think he's trying to fight the river. Oh, come on, he is not— Oh, no, you're right, he's fighting the river. Didn't see that coming. Should we say something? You say something. I ain't saying nothing. Oh, what am I gonna do? My wife will be home soon, and I still have the smell of 6 other women on me. Sounds like you need help. What the— Who are you? You need a little help from Dude Wipes. How did you get into Mount Olympus? Bro, do you want your wife to find out what you've been doing? Tell me more, kind stranger. Dude Wipes are a quick and easy way to eliminate outside odors from your body, even the smells of other women. Though, knowing you, you're probably gonna need the whole thing. Really? Oh, wait a minute, but what if my wife finds the used wipes lying around? How do I get rid of this evidence? Just throw those Dude Wipes into the toilet when you're done with them. They are flushable. Wow! Thanks, Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes. He may act like a pig, but at least he won't smell like one. Thanatos, we need to have a talk about your brother. Oh, Hypnos? What about him? I agreed to let the 2 of you live in the underworld, but he is trying my patience. He never helps out, he owes everybody money, he doesn't clean up after himself, and he pretty much just lies around all day, every day. Yeah, well, he is the god of sleep, so doesn't always make the best roommate. Hey, what is all the noise, guys? It's interfering with my hourly nap. Hypnos, I've got one thing to say to you! No, you don't. Nighty-night. Hey, bro, where are the pizza rolls? Oh, Vishnu, you're back! I thought you were walking the earth in the form of Krishna. I was, but unfortunately I got killed. Your Krishna avatar was killed? Oh, was it slain in the Great Pandava War that you took part in? Nope. Oh, were you taken down by one of the many horrifying demons that kept coming after you? Not exactly. Well, what happened? A hunter shot me. By accident. Like, in the heart? In the head? In the foot. That's all it took? Apparently. You're the god of preservation. How did you die so easy? Okay, you know what? I don't need this right now. Wasn't Krishna able to lift a whole mountain over his head? I said I don't need this right now! Hey, why does Kronos act like such a butthole? Because his father was Uranus. Fun fact. We all know how the Trojan War ended, but do you know what happened to the Trojans who survived the war? The Greeks pretty much slaughtered every Trojan they could find, but there was a group that managed to escape, led by a man named Aeneas. According to legend, Aeneas and his people went on a journey to find a new home for themselves. They attempted to settle in Thrace, Crete, and Carthage, but all 3 times they were forced to leave. Hera even convinced Zeus to destroy the Trojan fleet out of anger. However, they were eventually able to settle in Italy and build a home for themselves. Sometime later, a pair of twins were born in the community, and those twins' names were Romulus and Remus. That's right, the founders of Rome were born from the survivors of Troy. Hey, Tyr, could you give me a hand with this? I already gave a hand so we could catch the Fenris wolf. I'd say I've done enough. Yo, Tyr, it's, your turn to do the laundry. You know, it's probably easier for someone with 2 hands to do laundry. Maybe you should find someone like that. Hey, Tyr, would you mind not playing your music so loud? Well, maybe I play loud music to help distract from the fact that I've lost one of my hands! Dude, how long are you gonna keep bringing that up? Well, I don't know. How long until I have 2 hands again? Zeus, whose thong is this? No, you can't have a golden throne! That is my thing! Ares, calm down! Now go to your room and think about what you did! Slaughtering a whole battalion. I don't care what school you go to, Athena. You're not even my kid! Which one of you ate my ambrosia? That was the one thing I was looking forward to today! Zeus, whose bra is this? Ares, stop sleeping with your brother's wife! Apollo, turn down that music! It is 3 a.m.! Hey, you know what happened to Tyr's hand? Somebody wolfed it down. Fun fact! You probably know that one of Loki's children is a monstrous wolf named Fenrir, but did you know that Fenrir has some children of his own? Fenrir is the father of 2 gigantic wolves named Skoll and Hati. These 2 can be found up in the sky all day, every day, chasing after the sun and moon. They never ever give up. Skoll chases the sun, and Hati chases the moon. And on the day that Ragnarok finally comes, these 2 will actually catch their targets and eat them. I wonder what they plan on doing after that. Also, what if they don't actually like the taste of the sun and moon? Now that would be a letdown. You cannot defeat me, Pele! My waters will wash you away! Fat chance! My flames will scorch you to your very bones! Ha! I'll destroy you! I will seize your smooth, luscious skin and pin your perfect body to the ground. Oh yeah? Well, I will push back against your hard, chiseled abs and clock you right in your magnificent jawline. Are you as turned on as I am? Oh, shut up and kiss me! Hey, you know why Sun Wukong took so long to complete the journey to the west? Because he kept monkeying around. Fun fact! Have you ever heard of Wendigo psychosis? This is a modern medical term based on mythical Native American creatures called Wendigos. For those of you who don't know, Wendigos are evil spirits who possess human beings and transform them into deadly monsters. These creatures have insatiable greed and commit horrifying acts of murder and cannibalism. They are basically a representation of what can happen when nature is thrown out of balance. As a result, the term Wendigo psychosis is now used by some psychiatrists to describe people who have a legit craving for human flesh or believe they may at some point become a cannibal. Maybe keep an eye on those people.
Looks like an Irish man just walked into Greece. Alright, let's decide his fate.
Hold on, that man is Irish, which means I decide his fate.
Well, he's in Greece now, so I decide his fate.
I don't have time for this. I need to write his fate.
No, you're too late. I'm already doing it. Subject heads towards Sparta.
Subject changes his mind and goes to Athens.
Subject changes his mind again and heads towards Sparta.
Subject permanently decides to go to Athens.
And then the subject is hit by a meteor.
Subject survives the meteor and walks it off.
At which point he immediately dies from a heart attack. Get me the scissors.
Oh, you want to play rough, huh? Fine.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm writing your fate.
You can't write my fate. I am fate.
Oh yeah, you want to bet? So you see, Percy, the reason I married that abusive alcoholic was because he smelled so bad that it masked your scent from any monsters who were trying to hunt you. I had to do it to protect you. Wow. Thank you, Mom. That's amazing. Was it really necessary, though? What do you mean? Well, I mean, is it really that hard to create foul odors? I mean, everyone smells horrible after a day at the gym, so if you wanted to mask my scent, couldn't you have just stopped showering or bought some stink bombs? Did you really have to endure all of that abuse?
But... Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hey, you know why King Arthur never had kids with his wife? Because he was the one man in the kingdom who could successfully pull out. Fun fact! I'm sure you've heard of Perseus, you know, the great son of Zeus who defeated Medusa and accidentally killed his own grandfather. But do you know how the rest of his family turned out? Well, Perseus and his wife Andromeda had several children, including two sons named Alcaeus and Electryon. Alcaeus eventually had a daughter named Anaxo, who married her uncle Electryon, and they had a kid together, named Alcmene. Alcmene was a very good-looking woman, so of course Zeus hooked up with her. Even though she was his great-granddaughter. Oh. Now, Alcmene and Zeus had a child together named Heracles. That's right. Heracles is related to the great hero Perseus. He's technically Perseus's great-grandson and his great-great-grandson. And his brother. Ew. Do a summary of the Iliad in one video. Let's go! It's been 9 or 10 years since the start of the Trojan War, and Agamemnon is holding the daughter of a priest captive. The priest begs for his daughter back. Agamemnon refuses, so the priest prays to Apollo, and Apollo sends a plague after the Greeks. After the plague is over, Agamemnon decides to give the girl back, and instead takes a girl from Achilles, the greatest warrior in all of Greece. Achilles is very insulted by this and refuses to help the Greeks in any more battles. Without Achilles, the Greeks start losing battles to the Trojans until Patroclus, Achilles' closest friend, puts on Achilles' armor and fights in his place. He fights well, but is ultimately killed by Hector, the Prince of Troy. When Achilles finds out about this, he goes nuts, returns to battle, slaughters many, fights a river spirit, and ultimately kills Hector of Troy. But it doesn't stop there. He takes Hector's body and continues to abuse it, which the gods do not like. They tell Achilles to give the body back. But soon the king of Troy goes unarmed to speak with Achilles. They have a very heartfelt and humane discussion about everything that has happened, and eventually Achilles decides to go ahead and give Hector's body back to his father. Hey, listen, there's a man at my dinner table claiming to be the great god Zeus. I think we should test him to see if he's the real deal. Oh, okay. You want me to put a hot girl out there and see if he impregnates her? What? No. I think we should feed him human flesh and see if he can tell what it is. Sir, that seems a little excessive. And besides, I heard a guy named Tantalus tried that, and it didn't turn out so... I didn't ask for your opinion, okay? Now let's just kill my son and feed him to Zeus. But your son? Sir, it doesn't have to be your son, you realize. It could just be any random person. I think it should be my son. I think it should be. Oh my god, sir, is this just another excuse to try to get rid of your son?
He won't move out!
What if the gods used Tinder? Doesn't matter which way you swipe. If you're attractive, I'll see you soon. Always DTF, animal friendly, here for a good time, not a long time. My moods come in waves. I bet I can make you wet. Being in the ocean is life. Let's see if we connect in person. Gets kinda lonely where I'm from, so looking to make friends. Only on here from March to August. I'll let you meet my dogs. Married, wink. I have a record for making men fall in love. Try not to get too attached. Let's have fun. What if the gods used Tinder? Party at mine tonight. And every night. Want a theater and chill over some wine? Trust me, I have all the wine. Only on this app because it turns out my wife's a whore. Anyway, just looking for someone to build something real with. I promise I'll warm your heart. I have a lot of lust. Bloodlust. Some say I'm obsessed with battle, and war, and bloodshed, and watching my enemies die. I just think I'm passionate. Don't message me! I'm only here to keep an eye on my husband. I know he's on here, and if you're one of those hoes who swiped right on him, I'm coming after you! Fun fact. You know Plato, one of the most famous philosophers in ancient Greece? Well, did you know that Plato wasn't actually his birth name? Yeah, he was actually named Aristocles after his grandfather, but at one point in his life he took up wrestling, and his coach gave him the nickname Platon, which means broad, because he apparently had a pretty wide figure. And I guess it's stuck. Pretty interesting that a famous philosopher would be known by his wrestling name. I'd love to see that in modern day. Hulk Hogan, the scientist. What if the gods used Tinder? Are you radiant, or is that just me? Small flex, but I can write you a song using any instrument. I'm bi, the more the merrier, am I right? Let's dance the night away as I read you a poem I made for you. I'm only on here because Dad thinks it would be healthy for me to date. Books are my true love. And even if I were open, trust me, if there's a strategy you're trying to pull on me, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Where my single ladies at? I have a proposition for you better than what all these men could ever offer. Speaking of men, if any of you dares come near me, I will hunt you down mercilessly. Looking for my partner in crime. Seriously, oh, the pranks we could pull. If you can keep up with me, know that there's no distance I wouldn't go for you. Communication will never be an issue. I always get the message. Hey, you know how much fun being in the underworld is? It's to die for. Honey, this dinner you made is amazing. I'm glad you like it so much. Say, where's our son? He should try some of this. Oh, but he's right here. What do you mean? Well, you see, darling, I was recently turned into an Oswong, and I had an irresistible hunger for human flesh, so when I got home today, I cooked up our son for dinner. Oh my God! What have I done? What have you done? You monster! How could you do this? I can't believe I'll get you for this! You're still eating him, though. Well, you know, it's already done. Why let him go to waste? Plus, it's really good. But after dessert, I'm gonna get you for this. Fun fact. Did you know that one of the Norse gods got married purely because of how his feet looked, and another one of the Norse gods nearly got his package ripped off just to make somebody laugh? Okay, see, it all started when a woman named Skadi came to get revenge on the Norse gods for killing her father, Thiassi, but they convinced her to accept 3 reparations instead of vengeance. First, they turned her father's eyes into stars in the sky. Second, they had to make her laugh, so Loki tied a rope around his area and tied the other end to a goat, which yanked on his area, hurting him but making her laugh. Part 3 was that she got to pick a husband from them, but she could only look at the feet before she chose. She picked the prettiest feet, which she thought were Baldur's, but they actually belonged to the water god, Njord, because I guess he had spent so much time in the water that his feet got really clean and shiny and nice. I think the real hero of this story is Loki, though. Man, way to take one for the team, buddy. I hope you're okay.
What if the gods used Tinder? Single mom here, not great at bios, but enough about me. My daughter is my everything, and I'm everything to her. All my time is dedicated to growing our relationship. I need someone to get me far away from my mom. Won't be on here from September through February, FYI. Long strolls through nature are my jam. Just on here to offer support to anyone in need. My door is always open. If you need a place for rest and warmth, my home is yours. If you don't like me back, I'm sure I can change your mind. Nearly naked is my everyday look, by the way. Let me take my shot at you. I'll show you what true desire is. Fun fact!
Do you know why Santa leaves coal for naughty children and how Krampus knows which children have been bad this year? Well, originally it wasn't coal. Originally, Santa would leave toys for the good kids and leave a long black birchen rod at the naughty kids' houses as a symbol that they needed to be punished. Not every kid got that, though. Sometimes Santa would leave the naughty kids with rocks and twigs as a symbol that you haven't been good enough for gifts, but you haven't been bad enough to get beaten. But then in the 19th century, a lot of houses were burning coal for fires, so it was a lot more convenient for Santa to just grab some coal from there and leave that for the naughty kids. After Santa left, Krampus would be looking around the homes, and if he saw a black birchen rod or later on a lump of coal, he knew that that child needed to be punished, and he would go beat them or take them away or eat them depending on how bad they had been. So, Santa was kind of enabling that. Saint Nick, you're kind of messed up. So, something I've wondered since I was a little kid. You know those Christmas movies like Elf and Polar Express and the Tim Allen Santa films? Well, in those movies, Santa Claus clearly exists, and yet the adults in those movies don't believe in Santa. Where do they think the Christmas presents are coming from? Who do they think ate the cookies? Someone clearly broke into your house. You should at least be a little concerned. Oh, okay. Gifts are under the tree, stockings are filled, cookies are eaten. I think we're about done here. Santa! Jeez! I knew it! I knew you were real! Oh, crap, not again. My friends said you're not real, but I knew that if I waited up long enough— Billy, please, it's wonderful to see you, but you've put Santa in a very difficult position. What do you mean? Well, you see, Billy, now that you've seen me, I'm going to have to kill you. But I just wanted to see Santa. Well, now you have. Was it worth it?
Merry Christmas, kids, and remember to stay in bed during Christmas Eve. Or else.
Fun fact. We all know about Santa Claus, but do you know about Krampus, the Christmas demon? While Santa goes around giving gifts to the good children for Christmas, it is Krampus' job to punish the naughty children. Krampus has a very demonic appearance, with fangs, claws, horns, hooves, and a long pointed tongue, and he carries with him a bundle of birch sticks, an empty sack, and some chains which are thought to symbolize the binding of the devil. Krampus would find naughty children by checking which houses Santa had left with a lump of coal. He would then punish the children by beating them with his birch sticks or putting them in his bag and taking them back to his lair. In some more extreme cases, he would even take the kids to hell or eat them himself. There is even a festival in Europe still celebrated to this day called Krampusschlauf, aka the Krampus Run, where residents dress up like Krampus, then proceed to scare people and give out treats, all in the name of good fun. This festival is hundreds of years old. There's also Norse tales claiming that Krampus happens to be the grandchild of Loki, the great god of mischief. Now, while the origins of Krampus are still a mystery, it actually seems that his legend may be even older than that of Saint Nicholas himself. Merry Christmas, everybody. What if the gods used Tinder? Friends like to call me Sleeping Beauty. Not good at confrontation, and I love my mom. Be thankful I got out of bed for this, 'cause being with me means not interfering with my 23 hours of sleep. Speaking of which,
OG Wiccan here. I may or may not use a spell to get what I want. We'll see if what I want is you. You could say I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Looking for someone who can add some life to my daily routine. Everyone I've ever met has been dead on arrival. And everyone thinks I'm some bad guy. But I'm just doing my job, you know? We already know how this is going to go. We've already decided it. Your input is irrelevant. We are only on here to say you're welcome in advance. Steve.
Hey, Icarus, listen. I finally thought of a way that we can escape this labyrinth, okay? We're gonna fly out. Huh. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I know, huh? So I'm gonna gather up some materials. First I'll craft wings for you. Oh no, Dad, just make them for yourself. I've already got some. What are you talking about? You couldn't have... What? You already have wings? How is that possible? Where did they come from? Wait, what the hell is this?
What if the gods used Tinder? I'm a very down-to-earth woman. No one has ever successfully explored my entire body, so you're free to try. There's always more to discover. My children come first, and low tolerance for abuse due to bad luck with men in the past. Can you not swipe right if you're just gonna make fun of my name? Don't get mad if I think I'm above you, 'cause I am. By the way, due to how my last relationship ended, I may have some trouble in the bedroom. People tend to dump their problems on me, and I have a lot of evil inside me, literally. But hey, at least I'm really hot. Once you experience me, it's nearly impossible to get away. Here are my terms, 'cause most people suck. We meet after dark, don't get on my bad side, and accept the fact that I have a lot of children. My kids are scary. Deal with it.
Hey, where did this 8-legged horse come from? Oh, that's my son. What? Dude, did you hook up with a mayor? No! I was the mayor. Bruh. Hey, you know how King Arthur won so many battles? He used his lance a lot. Who are you? I am the great god Thor, and I have come to get revenge against you for what you did to Balder and my sons. I challenge you to a battle to the death. And also, you look kind of familiar. Where are you from? Greece. Wait, are you the ghost of Sparta? Yes. The same ghost of Sparta who defeated the Fates, the Furies, Theseus, Perseus, Hercules, Persephone, Atlas, Thanatos, Ares, Athena, Helios, Hermes, Hephaestus, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, Gaia, Kronos, and Zeus? Yes. You know what? I'm a nice guy. I'm totally willing to forgive you if you just apologize. No. Apology accepted. Bye-bye now. Hey, Hades. Hermes, please don't. I hear it's really quiet in the underworld. Stop it. So I guess you could say it's dead silent?
Fun fact.
Did you know that Poseidon once had a thing for his sister Demeter? You see, while Demeter was mourning the loss of her daughter Persephone, Poseidon decided that this was a good time to try to swoop in and seduce her. Demeter, however, was not interested, so she hid from Poseidon and disguised herself as a horse. However, Poseidon, being the god of horses, saw through this disguise, and his solution was to turn himself into a horse. And then, long story short, they had a kid together, named Arion. Arion was a horse. Demeter and Loki should hang out sometime. Alright, we finally tied down your evil wolf son, but not before he bit Tyr's hand off. Yeah, sorry about that. Also, really sorry that wolf is eventually going to kill you, and sorry that that wolf fathered 2 other wolves who are going to eat the sun and the moon.
Loki, I've had enough of your offspring for one day.
Oh, so is this a bad time to tell you that I also have an evil daughter who's going to fight against you at Ragnarok and won't let you bring Baldur's soul back from the dead?
Oh, you gotta be... Loki, stop having kids!
You mean like starting now? Because I kinda also fathered a giant snake who's going to kill Thor.
Alright, that's it. Get over here!
Oh wait, what are you doing?
I'm gonna cut that thing off!
Hi there, I'm new to Mount Olympus. Who are you? Ah, good to meet you. I am Kiamites, the Lord of Beans. Oh, well, didn't know we had a god for that. Okay, what's your story? I just told you, I'm the Lord of Beans. Well, I mean, like, what have you done? How did you get where you are now? Well, I am the Lord of Beans.
Is that all there is to you?
I believe so. I suppose you could say this is all I've ever been. Okay, how long have you been waiting to say that? Long time. Long time. Hades, you always seem like you're bummed about something. Why is that?
Cerberus has 3 heads.
What's wrong with that?
I only have 2 hands.
Oh!
I can never pet them all at once. One of them will always have to be left out at a time. It's not fair. What if the gods had Tinder? Nothing will stop me if I feel a spark between us. Seriously, I'll dress up like a woman if I have to. I'll fight people if you want me to. Heck, I'll fight people even if you don't want me to. Also, if you want to get hammered, I'll bring the thunder to the bedroom. A little bird told me you might be interested. Everyone calls me their allfather, but you can call me your ultimate daddy. Only flaw, I kinda need to know everything. Let's play 2 truths, 1 lie. I'm gender/species fluid, I'm father to 4 kids and mother to 1, and I enjoy watching the world burn. Spoiler, they're all true. Gotcha, sucker. P.S. If you can't handle my pranks, good. It's more fun for me that way. And now, pickup lines.
Hey, gorgeous, you can call me Poseidon, 'cause I know how to make you wet. Let's pretend your outfit is a box and I'm Pandora. Looks like you've got your walls up, but luckily I've got a Trojan horse.
Fun fact! You want to hear the weird way one of the Celtic gods got rid of a king he didn't like? So, at one point the Celtic gods were ruled by a guy named Bress, who was unpopular for many reasons. He was a pretty lousy guy and a pretty lousy king. So at one point, a god named Lu decided enough was enough, and he hatched a plan. He built 300 wooden cows, filled them all with a deadly red liquid, and then he brought the wooden cows before the other gods, I guess passing them off as real cows, milked the red liquid out of them, and offered it to Bress. Now, Bress was under obligation not to refuse hospitality, so he drank all the liquid without a second thought, and it killed him. I wonder why we needed 300 wooden cows, and I also wonder why nobody found it weird that a red liquid was coming out of cows. Who knows? It's one way to solve your problems.
What happened to me? Oh, darling, you were murdered by your brother Set and chopped into 14 pieces, but I put your pieces back together and resurrected you. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie, but a part of me feels different. Oh, yeah. Well, the one part of you I wasn't able to retrieve was your manhood, so I just made you a new one. Well, looks like you made the new one way bigger. Yeah. Don't question my work. Why is it vibrating? Don't question my work.
What if the gods had Tinder? You may offer your body to me. You wouldn't be the first. I enjoy many weapons. Swords, spears, torches, whips. Might want to try these in ways outside of war. But the helmet stays on, don't ask. I've conquered many battles in my life. Maybe it's time to conquer you. I'm a man of many boundaries, but I'll lower them for you. I may not be able to hold you down, but I'm always rock hard, and I promise I'll never run away. Couldn't even if I wanted to.
Will you love us, or will you not? One cannot know until we meet. Or should we let destiny guide our paths together? One thing we know for sure is that uncertainty creates the most epic romance. Or does it?
Hey guys, this is our new roommate Jin. He just moved here from Japan. Hey everybody. Ah! An umbrella! No, Jin, it's okay. Umbrellas sometimes attack people in Japan. Jin, in America, umbrellas don't hurt people. Ah, okay. Ah! Bed sheets! Jin, relax. In America, blankets don't attack people either. Alright, I'm good. Ah! A woman! It's okay, Jin. She's perfectly human. In Japan, women often turn out to be monsters in disguise. Jin, listen, I realize you're scared, but you're in America now, okay? Nothing's gonna hurt you in this apartment. You are safe in San Francisco. Oh, and speaking of which, here's the rent. Oh, thank you so much. I'm sorry for freaking out. It's such a relief to... Ah! What's wrong now? I'm gonna go back to Japan. Hey, you know why Norse gods never have to worry about attacks from behind? Because they have Asgard. Fun fact! Okay, so there's a kind of funny story as to how one of the most evil creatures in Chinese mythology ultimately met its end. This creature is called the Tao Che. It is a symbol of greed and gluttony and a warning against overindulgence. This creature had a huge mouth and a constant insatiable hunger. It would eat just about anything it could get its jaws on, including human flesh. However, at one point, the creature didn't have anything nearby to eat, and since it was so hungry and constantly wanted more, what did it do? Well, it ate its own body. It ate itself. Defeated itself. Problem solved. You might recognize these creatures from that movie The Great Wall, if you're one of the 20 people who saw that film. Hey there guys, welcome to my vlog. Finally managed to get away from my wife for a bit. I don't understand why she's always so angry. Anyway, I hooked up with this girl yesterday. For this one, I took the form of a West African warthog. It was awesome. I mean, she didn't seem really into it, but I was, and that's really all that matters. However, I do feel like turning into animals for my sexual escapades is starting to get old. Plus, I think the girls are starting to catch on. So, new idea. Furniture! For the next victim, the next woman I hook up with, I'm gonna take the form of a table. It might be a little stiff, but I'll have plenty of hard wood. I'm so brilliant sometimes I even amaze myself. Sounds like my wife's having another serious breakdown. Man, it's too bad. Somebody should really try to make her feel better. What if the gods had Tinder? I know I'm constantly seen with a rainbow and I blow a giant horn, but don't get ideas. I'm hetero. The giant sword, by the way, isn't compensating for anything. It's actually an undersell. Wink. Most patient guy you'll ever meet, and I promise to defend what we have. Trust issues. You try getting decapitated by your friends. Sapiosexual. I know a great well where we can have our first date. And maybe all our dates. Or maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. A night you won't forget all depends on what you have to offer. Hint, I'm a woman with expensive taste. So make sure your offer is good or prepare to go to the back of the line. A lady like me is always in high demand. I'm a queen and expect to be treated like one. So, one of the more wholesome stories in Greek mythology is that because there were only 12 thrones on Mount Olympus, there wasn't a throne available for Dionysus when he joined the gods. But then the goddess Hestia decided to go ahead and give up her throne so he could use hers, because she's so wholesome and sweet. Really, Hestia is bestia. And that's why Hestia doesn't have a throne on Mount Olympus. But here's the weird thing. At one point in mythology, Hephaestus built a newer, better golden throne for his mother Hera. So now, shouldn't there technically be 13 thrones on Mount Olympus? Can't Hestia just use Hera's old throne? Or does Hera just not let anyone use any of her stuff, even if she's not using it?
Hello. Are you looking for something to do tonight? Or are you just gullible? Either way, why not come on down to the hottest new event, the Sirens Concert? The Sirens are a group of incredible singers. In fact, their music is so good that everyone who has heard it so far still hasn't returned home. And you'll feel like a VIP guest because they're performing on a secluded island far away from any society. Oh, and if you're worried about distance, don't worry. The journey back will not be an issue. Just get within earshot and you'll see what I mean. So relax, there's nothing to be concerned about, and I'm definitely not saying all this out of some kind of hypnotic state. That's silly. Why would you even suggest that? Hurry on down and join the party. The Sirens are hungry for more fans.
Fun fact, I'm sure plenty of you know about Kratos from the God of War games, but did you know there is an actual character named Kratos in actual Greek mythology? Now, Kratos in Greek mythology is a deity of strength and power. However, there are actually differing versions of him. In one version, Kratos is the son of the Titan Pallas and Nyx, the spirit of the river Styx. In another version, he is a demigod son of Zeus and an unnamed mortal woman, which is what I'm guessing the God of War games based it on. Kratos acts as one of Zeus's main enforcers. In fact, it was him and his sister Bia who chained down Prometheus under Zeus's orders. So yeah, he's a pretty intimidating character in Greek mythology, although there unfortunately aren't a lot of stories about him. Well, hopefully with all these God of War games, he can get more recognition now. Right, guys, we really need a new hit show for the network, so we've called in Steve. Steve is the mind behind a ton of great shows, like Monk, Forever, Castle, Elementary, Sleepy Hollow, Almost Human, and iZombie. Huh, I've never seen those shows. What are they like? Oh my god, you gotta check them out! The variety is amazing. Basically, they're about a cop teaming up with a germaphobe, a cop teaming up with an immortal, a cop teaming up with a writer, a cop teaming up with Sherlock Holmes, a cop teaming up with Ichabod Crane, a cop teaming up with a robot, and a cop teaming up with a zombie. Uh-huh. And you don't see some kind of pattern there? Only a pattern of brilliance? Alright, Steve, what have you got for us? Oh, right, yeah, you wanted something mythological, right? So how about a cop teams up with Lucifer? That's perfect! Oh, but what'll we call it? Lucifer? My god, how does he come up with this stuff? So, who's your favorite Greek god? Well, I like Hades. Oh my god, me too! Man, isn't it great that Hades is one of the only gods who's never done anything wrong? Yeah, it totally. It's great. Perfect. Why'd you answer that way? Well, it's just, technically Hades isn't flawless, If you look at certain versions of his stories, like there's one where he kidnaps Persephone. But the myth I read said she went willingly. Yes, that myth exists, and it's valid, but there is another version where he kidnaps her and holds her against her will. Okay, but even if things had a rocky start, she still eventually fell in love with him, right? You could call that Stockholm Syndrome. You could, but he loves her, she loves him, he's a good husband to her, so at the end of the day, what else really matters? There's also a story where he cheats on her with a woman named Minth. Oh, shut up! Hey, you know why Artemis doesn't want to get married? Because she's Artemis, not Artemises. So, what are you in for? Well, you see, the king sentenced me to death because I disobeyed his orders, but I've got a plan that will stop it from happening. Oh yeah? Let's hear it! Alright, before they get a chance to execute me, I will execute myself! Say what now? Yeah, I'm gonna do it right here in the prison cell. That'll show them. Uh-huh. What exactly will it show them? Well, obviously it'll show them that only I get to decide how I die. Yeah, they won't like that. Oh yeah, solid plan. I'm sure the entire system will collapse when they discover that one of the prisoners died a couple hours too early. Oh no! Hey, come on, why so negative? Why are you spitting on my plan?
Well, sorry, I just don't really see what this accomplishes.
Yeah, well, we're in an empty prison cell, okay? Options are very limited. Let me have this.
Fun fact! Did you know that Ares and Aphrodite had several children together, including 2 sons named Deimos and Phobos? These 2 were the gods of fear. Deimos represented dread and terror, while Phobos represented panic. Also, for some reason, Phobos was often depicted with a head similar to that of a lion. Also, since the 2 brothers were sons of Aphrodite, they also represented a fear of loss. The role of these 2 gods was to accompany their father Ares on his chariot when he rode into battle, spreading fear in his wake wherever they went. It's actually kind of interesting that these 2 have never appeared in a God of War game. That would be a cool plot, like they could want to avenge their father or something. Take note, Santa Monica Studios. So, here's something that confuses me. You know in Egyptian mythology how the evil god Set killed his brother Osiris, then chopped his body up into pieces and scattered them all throughout Egypt, only for Osiris's wife to eventually find most of the pieces, reassemble them, and bring Osiris back to life? Well, why didn't Set just destroy the pieces of Osiris? Like, we know they can be destroyed, because one of the pieces, his manhood, gets eaten by fish before Isis can get to it and she has to make him a new one. So why didn't he just destroy them? Is Set like the Riddler from DC Comics? Does he just like to sit back and see if people can solve the puzzle he's created? Or is it that only fish can destroy the body parts? Are those like Osiris's kryptonite? I don't know. I find something fishy about that.
It may get bigger, it may get a little bigger, it may not get bigger at all. We'll see what happens. But regardless of what happens, we're totally prepared.
Hey, hun. Just out of curiosity, were you ever with any guys before me?
Well, yes and no, because it wasn't really a guy, it was an animal.
What?
Yeah, it was really weird. See, I was just minding my own business when all of a sudden I hear what sounds like an older guy calling out to me.
Oh, no, no, no.
So I turn around, but all that's there is a snake with an abnormally seductive look on its face.
In the name of all that is holy, please don't let this be going where I think it's going.
And the weirdest part is I swear I could hear the song Candy Shop playing in the background.
Zeus! Zeus! You banged my wife!
I did?
Huh. Well, how about that?
What? You don't even remember it?
Hades, I've banged so many, I can't be expected to remember them all.
You did it in the form of an animal.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
You did it without her consent.
Oh, you're gonna have to be way more specific.
I don't believe this. All the women in the world and you had to go after her.
Well, see, the problem with that statement is it assumes I didn't also go after all the other women in the world.
Zeus! She is your daughter!
Oh, is that it? I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna make a point.
Hey, you know why Hestia sits on the floor instead of sitting on a throne? Because she's so down to earth.
Brother, I have come to save you. Now, I know you've been imprisoned here for a very long time, but in my defense, I only just recently found out you were alive. Oh, okay, so once you found out, you came straight here, right? Well, I did stop at one point to sleep with a whole bunch of prostitutes, but other than that... What? You took the time to do that while I was in here being tortured? Well, hey, don't take it personally, bro. It's just kind of my thing. I always hook up with prostitutes during my adventures. Well, I think you could put matters like that aside when it comes to your own family? You'd think so. But just a little while ago, I was on a quest to avenge the deaths of my wife and daughter, and I stopped to sleep with prostitutes multiple times. Oh. Well, that's kinda messed up.
Fun fact. You want to hear what may be the greatest way a man ever defended himself during a witch trial? Okay, well, in 1692, in Jurgensburg, an 80-year-old man named Thies was brought before judges to be tried for witchcraft. The man confessed that he had done something, but it had been mistaken for witchcraft when he was in fact actually a werewolf. And not just any werewolf, a member of a group known as the Hounds of God. The duty of the Hounds of God was to protect the people and the crops from witches, and they would even sometimes travel into hell to do battle with the devil and his sorcerers. The judges were taken aback, to say the least. They kept trying to get the guy to confess that he had a pact with the devil, but he kept insisting that he and his group were actually the devil's worst enemies. And from what I can tell, it seemed like it worked. He stopped his execution. What if the Titans had Tinder? I love children so much that I could just eat them up. I may be the Titan of time, but damn, time stops when I'm with you. Daddy issues. And son issues. What can I say? They tore me to pieces. I'd love to trade places with your boyfriend. Literally. I can just tell that when I'm with you, I'll feel like the whole world is in my hands, more than capable of shouldering the weight of our relationship. I can see the future, and it looks like you're in mine. I do have issues with feeling chained down to relationships, but I'm sure I can give you the fire you desire. Open for adventurous eating, but no liver. Please.
Alright, I took care of those demons for you. Oh, Kali, goddess, thank you so much for getting rid of all those horrible demons. But how did you figure out that the only way to kill them was to eat them? Oh, that was the only way? Huh, I did not know that. Oh well, convenient. Wait, if you didn't know that was how it had to be done, then why did you eat them? Because I was hungry. Hello? Just be glad I ran into them first and not you. Are you saying that you would have... Okay, come on, let's not dwell on what could have happened. Okay, we got the new arrivals. Let's take a look at the causes of death. Didn't wear a mask. Ugh. Didn't wear a mask, of course. Didn't wear a mask. Come on. Didn't wear a mask. Didn't wear a mask. Didn't wear a mask. For Gaia's sake! Honey, why do you need a mask? You're a god. Can gods catch the virus? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if we can, but I put the mask on anyway because it takes 2 seconds to put on, it's next to no inconvenience, and it's better to be safe than sorry. Zodiac signs are so silly. I don't know why people take them seriously. Like, do you actually think they mean something? What does mine say? I do act that way. Oh my god, that is so me! Wow.
Hey, Dionysus, listen, this is important. I really need your help, okay? The gods are really getting mad at each other, and I'm worried there might be a war soon if we don't do something about it. And I just figured, you know, you're always in a good mood, nothing seems to bother you, so what's your secret, huh? Are you even listening to me? Dionysus! Dionysus! Fun fact. Hey, have you heard the tale of Saint Valentine, the priest who defied his king? There are actually a few different legends about Saint Valentine, and some say that's because there were actually 3 different men who shared the name, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to merge them all into one. During the 3rd century, Roman Emperor Claudius II outlawed marriage for all young men, believing his soldiers would be more effective if they weren't distracted by love. But a priest named Valentine considered this law to be very unjust, and so continued to wed people in secret for some time, and when Claudius found out, he ordered that Valentine be arrested, imprisoned, and executed. While he was in prison leading up to his execution, Valentine wrote a letter to a woman who was very dear to him, and he signed it "From your Valentine." This is supposedly the origin of giving out Valentine's cards. Saint Valentine was then executed on February 14th, but he certainly got the last laugh because that day has now been completely transformed into a time when we celebrate him and everything he believed in. Hey, you know why Achilles never left anyone alive? Because he's Achilles, not Aspares. Okay, so here's something about Loki that I don't really get. So after Loki causes the death of Balder, the other Norse gods punish him by tying him down to a rock in a cave, and then they put a snake above his head and it drips venom on his face, and they basically just leave him there for all eternity until Ragnarok. And apparently Loki can't escape from this, but it's been established multiple times in Norse mythology that Loki can shapeshift. So what's stopping him from just turning into something small and slipping out of there to freedom? Is he into the bondage? It is Loki. I think he's into the bondage. Fun fact! Did you know that several of the Greek mythological stories where the gods behave atrociously are actually retellings done by a man named Ovid? Ovid was a guy who was exiled from Greece, and in order to get back at them, he redid several of their famous Greek mythological stories in ways that made the gods more villainous and unlikable and evil. One such story that you might recognize is the story of Medusa. In Medusa's older versions, she's more villainous and prideful and brings her fate upon herself. But in Ovid's retelling, she's a victim of Poseidon's assault and Athena's pettiness. So, yeah, that's pretty much how he did it.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys! What?
Hey, buddy, I've come up with the perfect plan to get together with that human girl I fell in love with. Oh, let me guess, you're gonna shapeshift into a man so you can approach her? Not exactly. I'm gonna turn myself into a girl! Why a girl? Yeah, I don't know, just accept it. Alright, so you turn into a girl and then you approach her? Nope! I'm going to approach a completely different family and become their adoptive daughter. Why on earth do you need to do that? Man, you ask a lot of questions. Anyway, after I do that, then I will approach the girl I'm in love with. Okay, so this is where you get together with her. No. See, first I need to become her maid. Alright, that's it, dude. What the hell are you doing? Well, come on, bro. Why can't you just be supportive? It just seems like you're adding in a bunch of steps that are pointless and don't accomplish anything, but I guess it doesn't matter so long as you get the girl. Actually, I never get the girl. I'm gonna run away and abandon her before anything can happen.
It's entirely possible that
So here's a mythical creature that's absolutely disturbing. The Knuckle of E from Scottish folklore. This creature is basically like if someone said, hey, what if a centaur had both a human head and a horse head? Oh, and also no skin. Oh, plus the human head is usually oversized and wobbly, the horse head only has one eye, and his arms are obscenely long. And his appearance isn't the only rough thing about him. This guy's goal is literally to spread disease and death wherever he goes. He slaughters any people or livestock he comes across, and even messes up people's crops. Jerk. Fortunately, though, there is a way to combat this guy. He does have one weakness. Are you ready for this? You're not going to believe how complicated this is. He does not like fresh water. Fresh water will get rid of him. So yeah, next time you go to Scotland, just try to make sure you keep your super soakers fully loaded. So you had a child with Nyx? Indeed I did. She's Eris's mother. Wow! Nyx is like one of the most powerful and intimidating beings there is. How did you get her to sleep with you? Oh, let's just say I have my ways.
Hello, Ares.
Oh my god!
I have decided I would like to mate with you.
Yeah, sure, whatever you want, Nyx. Please don't hurt me. Hey, what do you call a god who's trying to lose weight? A deity. Bro, I have got the body of a Greek god. Dude, Buddha is not a Greek god. What? Seriously, how did you not know that? Why are you crying? Fun fact! Are you a fan of dragons? Well, did you know that in Chinese mythology, not only do they have dragons, they actually have different races of dragons. First off, we've got the dragons of the sky. These ones are known as Tianlong. Then we've got the dragons of the water, known as Xiaolong. So naturally, we also have dragons of the earth, called Dilong. There's also the types of dragons who dwell in caverns or underworlds to protect treasure. These types of dragons are referred to as either Fu Zhanglong or Fu Kanglong. And yes, I know exactly how that sounds. And finally, we've got the spiritual dragons, referred to as Shenlong. All you Dragon Ball fans probably recognize that name. Do you know of any other types of dragons? Which ones do you like? Let me know.
Alright everyone, this is a reminder that we need to have our sacrifices ready tonight. If we fail to do so, the evil god Maboya will come, destroy our crops, and have his way with all of our women. Remember last time when he preyed upon my poor wife?
He sure did. It was quite an experience.
See that, men? That is the kind of trauma we need to prevent. Fortunately, I got my sacrifices in advance this year, right, honey?
Ooh, about that, I may have accidentally thrown them away.
What? But, honey, without that sacrifice, Maboya will return and violate you again!
Oh no. Oh no, how foolish of me.
Hey, yo mama's so ugly she turned Medusa to stone. Yo mama's so dumb she asked Hera for marriage advice. Yo mama's so fat Hermes can't run around her. Yo mama's so loud even Hypnos can't get to sleep. Yo mama's so dumb she keeps trying to set up Artemis on blind dates. Yo mama's so big even Gaia went damn. Yo mama's so ugly Zeus did not try to hook up with her.
What if the gods had Tinder? 2 truths, 1 lie. When I was born, my mom took one look at me and screamed. My father showed baby me to the other gods and they laughed. I now live in a cave, all alone, and get panic attacks every time someone comes near. Okay, they're all true. Just trying to get out there again. Anyone want to stroll through nature? Chaotic evil. Trouble is my middle name, and my love language is fighting. Fun fact, I once caused a war 'cause I thought it would be fun. Doubt you could keep up. I've traveled through a sea of darkness and terror, but I choose to look up and see the light. On here to lend a helping hand to those who need it most. I have experience quenching people's thirst. P.S. Don't mind getting ordered around.
Okay, so here's something I really don't get about Kronos. Now, the guy knew that one of his children was destined to overthrow him, so he tried to prevent this by eating all of the babies right after they were born. But why even have babies at that point? If you know one's gonna overthrow you and you don't want that to happen, why not just not have kids? Do you not know how to pull out, dude? But okay, let's just say having kids is totally unavoidable. Why eat them? It didn't kill them. They were still alive inside him, which could not have been comfortable. Why didn't he just throw them in Tartarus? I mean, he did that with the Cyclopses and the Hecatoncheires, so he knows it's a thing. Why doesn't he throw the babies in Tartarus? Why is he eating them? Are they tasty? Does he like the taste? Is that why he keeps having more and more kids, so he can keep having that delicious baby meat? Kronos, you're messed up. No wonder you got overthrown. Oh yeah, I'm a Greek god, and maybe if you're interested we could go out sometime? Why did I expect any different?
What is something you found out late in life that you should have known earlier but you just didn't?
When people give you rules or restrictions, there's usually a good reason behind them, and you should follow them and not let your curiosity get the better of you. Like if somebody, for example, just off the top of my head, trusts you with something that you're not supposed to open and they tell you not to open it, just don't open it. Because, you know, if you do, you just might end up being the root cause of every single bad thing that ever happens after that point. And people don't like you very much after that. You don't get invited to anything anymore. Okay, here's a hypothetical question. Let's say you are suddenly approached by Heracles, the most powerful and deadly warrior in all of Greece, the great son of Zeus who completed 12 impossible labors and is equipped with impenetrable lion skin and poison arrows. Should you, A, get as far away from him as possible, B, be respectful and offer him assistance, C, ask him for an autograph, or D, try to kidnap his wife right in front of him? Well, I want to say D, but it just sounds way too obvious. Hey, here's some stuff you might not know about Aphrodite. Because she's the goddess of love and beauty, a lot of people assume she must just be a really loving, caring, kind woman, and she does have her moments. But the Greek gods have a tendency to do really messed up stuff, and this one is no exception. Aphrodite can be extremely vain, short-tempered, and jealous. She has gone out of her way to torture and curse women who she's jealous of, including Eos and Psyche. And her vanity is so important to her that in order to win a beauty contest, she bribed the judge by offering him the hand of a woman who was already married. And that's how the Trojan War got started. One really messed up story is when a woman boasted that her daughter was more beautiful than Aphrodite, so Aphrodite punished the daughter by giving her an insatiable lust for her own father. Ew! Now, fortunately, she's not all bad. There are times when she does some really nice things for people, but at the end of the day, Aphrodite ain't no saint.